You've tuned into The Mountain Gardener with your host, Ken Lain. Gardening, it can be challenging, but with these simple insider tips, you'll reap huge rewards. Now, let's tune into today's Mountain Gardener with Ken and Lisa. At the start of the show, I was telling you how to organically deal with snails, slugs, and ants, especially the big fire ants, but I didn't get to the tiny black ants. Normally, I don't dedicate this much of the show to death and decay and the boring technical stuff, other than fertilize. You need to do that more often. But I try to mention some plants too. But we're into that rainy season where the ants are roaming around. I need to cover that. But before I start that, I wanted to show you this product. You folks in the video podcast, you'll appreciate this more than folks on the audio piece or the radio show. This is a Asclepia or milkweed, or butterfly weed. They're coming in right now. And the beautiful thing about summer deliveries, the plants have flushed such new growth. They're bigger than normal. They're in full glorious bloom. They're just nicer. They're more inspirational. And they're usually the summer varieties. They like being planted when it's hot. They would rather not be put in the ground in the spring. They'd rather wait until now through fall. So this is kind of another planting season for us. It's a unique planting season in this part of the Southwest because we're into our rainy season. So the humidity is up. The soils are warm. So plants will literally start rooting out like hours later, like immediately they start taking off. You got to watch your watering a little bit. So that's one thing that goes without, that's gardening. But you'll get things like this butterfly weed. If you want butterflies, this is it's a beautiful orange. This thing is standing, we describe it in words over the airwaves. It's standing about 1.5 feet tall, maybe 1.5 feet wide, in full bloom. It's got to have, 100 flowers on top of it, or clusters of flowers in beautiful orange with yellow stems. And the taste, butterflies love the taste. So it's truly a pollinator plant, and you can put in the ground or in a container. I like to bring the butterflies towards me. So I like planting them in containers and bringing them up close to where I entertain, where I like to watch a sunset or sip my tea in the morning or whatever. So plant it where you want to attract wildlife, and you'll be better off. And then I had one others, and then we'll go into ants. This is a new allium. Oh my gosh. Ornamental onions. So alliums are like onions on steroids. They're big, beefy. They look sort of like a yucca, but more clustered, more like a grass. It's actually like a cross between a grass and a yucca. But then it puts on these dozens and dozens of onion type flowers. This one happens to be pink. So the variety of this, what's the variety in this? This is Millennium Ornamental Onions, or allium for you gardeners. That's the botanical name. It's a beautiful green plant, grassy looking with these flowers that will stay on there for a long time. I don't know if this is a pollinator. It would not surprise me one bit. What I do like about my ornamental onions, or onions in general, or garlics, is the animals don't bother them. So you got pack rats and javelina and deer. They don't like the taste of onions. And so they smell kind of oniony, but they got this beautiful flower to them. So it's just an easy to care for. And onions have this big fibrous root to it. So it makes them super, super drought hardy. Now on to ants. Ants, tiny black ants coming into the kitchen, tiny black ants coming into your bedroom, tiny black ants coming out the water, oh, they're such a nuisance. And they're hard to find the nest. I mean, big red ants, you can find great big mound out there in the middle of the yard. That's pretty easy to spot. The tiny black ones are really, really hard. And so they're living underneath the rocks, underneath the riprap, underneath the pavers, they're living underneath things. And so when you lift something up and you see them, you can take any spray and just kill them. So the nest is pretty small. But you can't find them. That's the challenge. If you're gardening, you find a nest, have a spray. We've got one that's called in and out, inside, outside insect control or something. It's aerosol, takes them right out. Spinosad soap, anything will kill those ants. The challenge is they're too small to pick up a bait and take it back and feed to the queen. That's the easiest way. So what do? I've got I put this on my products. This is my yards because I've got black kids. I've got riprap. Riprap are those rocks about the size, we call them ankle busters. So they're about the size of a softball, and we just spread, hold hillsides. So that ankle buster size rock, they love living underneath those. So I take Turf Ranger. This is like it's granular. You kind of hear it. Granular, and then they don't really pick it up. What happens is water activates it. It goes into the soil and permeates down through underneath all those rocks, and it takes out the nest that way. And then when they crawl across it, they take it back to the nest that way. So it's very highly effective. Turf Ranger is highly effective for ants, grasshoppers, crickets, earwigs, things that live over, around the gardens. It's highly effective. Out in the field, you've got grasshoppers coming at you, Turf Builder or Turf Ranger. So Turf Ranger is your go-to product. Put it on right before a rainstorm, and your problems will be gone in the morning. So Turf Ranger is available at the gardens. And I think a bag of this covers, 10,000 square feet. So it covers that. One bag covers the entire yard. But that's how you deal with tiny ants. Just put them out where you think they might be living underneath things. Pray for rain or water it in, and they will be gone like that.
Water's garden companion plants for July are hibiscus, purple verbena, crepe myrtle, and sensation maples.
Sensation maples grow fast. The spring leaves erupt with soft reds that quickly mature to a refreshing green for summer-long shade.
Autumn, it unleashes a brilliant display of red leaves.
Where this maple really shines is in the areas with challenging garden soils.
The picture-perfect tree to line driveways or shade a patio.
You'll only find Sensation maples here at Waters Garden Center in Prescott.
For a more fruitful garden, increased success in the landscape that just feels better, then tune in daily to the Mountain Gardener podcast. Subscribe through your favorite podcast streamer or visit watersgardencenter.com. Better yet, visit me directly right here at Waters Garden Center. Thanks for tuning in.